Okay, thank you. We want to get to Philadelphia now, getting an update from hospital officials there.
Because they're older, you know, so there were some older folks.
What is the age range?
They're 19 to 80. I was asked that yesterday, and I didn't know the lower age range, but our youngest was 19.
But you remain confident that all will survive?
Yes, I do. I believe strongly that all the remaining folks will get better and go home.
Can you tell us a little bit about how they sustained those injuries?
Yeah, the injuries were sustained by most folks because they had things fall on them, and those things included other people. So that was a very common story I heard. I would ask people, those that were awake, what happened to you? And they said, oh, somebody fell on me. And it's not just sort of falling on them. People were hurled violently against each other, and there was some luggage flying around. And then some of the injuries were people being thrown against seats and, you know, the sides of the train compartments when it flipped over.
Do you know if they were in front? Those people most critical?
Yes, yeah, that trend has continued. So as you would imagine, the folks that seemed to be the most injured were the folks that were more in front.
Are all of them aware of what took place, or some disoriented to even understand?
Yeah, so I'm not sure that the folks in critical care really get it yet, and they may not for several more days. You know how that goes when folks are in critical care. They'll wake up sometime later and not really know what happened, and you have to explain it to them. So we'll see as they get better. Yeah, will there be lasting impacts? I expect folks will gradually recover, but you get better from broken bones, right? And I expect that they will. So I don't think there are going to be many lasting significant effects for these folks, because most of it was just broken bones. Oh yeah. The question is, do we have any remaining unidentified people? And the answer is no. Yes, all the folks here are ones that we know, and their families know they're here, and their various countries know they're here.
Can you give us a roundup of the states and countries where the remaining are from?
There's one person from Spain here, and there are a number of folks who have either dual citizenship or significant family connections to other countries, including India, Belgium. The fellow from Albania went home yesterday. So there's some folks and people with connections to Singapore and Britain. And that's kind of all we really know about their connections. And then the states were all the affected states from folks that would travel through on this train, right? So they're Maryland and Virginia and Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and New York, and that seemed to be the roundup of the states. So as those folks go home, we make arrangements for them to go back to their doctors and their homes back in those states. Oh, the Amtrak folks have been very good and continue to be very good about helping them with those arrangements. So there's a team of Amtrak folks here today to help with the patients that will likely go home today.
Is there a recommendation for counseling at any time for these passengers?
Yes, yeah. I think many of them will need psychological counseling at some point when they're able to start dealing with it. That's a good question. And again, I'm very, very proud of all the Temple team that really helped them get better. I think it's remarkable and dramatic that we had only one person that died from very bad injuries. So it's a great reflection on how well their care was given.
Is there any story from any of the passengers that you spoke to that remember what it was like when this train derailed? Anything that stuck out to you?
Yeah. The stories are the stories that you've heard in other outlets. It happened very, very suddenly. They were just sitting there or dozing off, and then they really didn't know what was happening, and the world was overturned. A lot of confusion, a lot of dazed people. When they got here, they were dazed and didn't understand what had happened. Yeah, it's as you'd expect.
More surgeries and more operations?
Yeah, the question is, will there be more surgeries? I expect there'll be a couple more today, and then we'll see after that. It's kind of day to day on more surgery.
Do you know if the investigators have actually spoken with people in the hospital?
Yeah, the question is what investigators have visited folks, and I don't really know much about that.
Could you estimate how many people are in other hospitals as well?
Oh, no, yeah, I'm sorry, I don't know who's in the other hospitals. I bet you guys know better than I do. All right, thank you, folks. Good to see you. Thank you for all the hard work you're doing. We'll see you.
We've been getting an update there from Dr. Cushing there at Temple University Hospital, updating us on the patients that remain in the hospital. We know 16 patients remain in the hospital right now. 6 of them have already gone home. 1 patient was transferred, and he said the majority of those patients that are still there are suffering from broken bones, which he said is actually a good thing because it is easy to recover from broken bones.
Yeah, and all the victims there at the hospital have been identified now, and next of kin have been notified, that kind of thing. But again, back at the wreck site, there may still be some other victims they still have not gotten out. As they begin to take some of those cars away, the cars that were not damaged as much. That's today later.
Still not all passengers accounted for at 9:10 on this Thursday morning. We'll have the very latest from Philadelphia still to come.